Today, we uncover the 6 Australian everyday products sitting in your Coles and Woolworths trolley that are quietly ripping you off. From olive oil spreads that are secretly cheap seed oils to deli meats pumped full of water and gums, we are exposing the legal tricks supermarkets use to stretch their profits while shrinking your food quality. Stay with me to the end, because I will also reveal the simple, real food alternatives that protect your health and are actually worth your hard-earned money. Australians have been conditioned to trust the supermarket shelves. We see words like Greek-style, oven-roasted, or yogurt-coated. We assume we are buying traditional, healthy, high-quality food. But here is the part nobody talks about. Over the last decade, a massive shift has happened behind the scenes. The big Australian supermarkets and mega brands realized something: real food is expensive. So they started systematically replacing the expensive ingredients like olive oil, real cheese or whole cuts of meat with water, cheap vegetable oils, starches and industrial gums. They slap a clever label on the front, pump up the price, and sell you the illusion of quality. This is not just about paying more for less. It is a systemic problem of ultra-processed ingredients hijacking our daily diets, dressed up in marketing that makes you feel good about buying it. It is a masterclass in food engineering designed to protect corporate margins, not your family's health. Let us pull back the plastic film and look at what you are really paying for. Here are the 6 everyday products ripping you off. Number 1. Coles and Woolworths grated tasty cheese, paying a premium for wood pulp. Walk into any Australian supermarket and you will see walls of pre-grated cheese. It is the ultimate convenience, perfect for taco night, homemade pizzas, or throwing in the children's lunchboxes. You think you are just buying a block of cheddar that someone else has shredded for you. But read the fine print on a bag of supermarket grated tasty cheese. You will not just find milk, salt, cultures and rennet. You will almost always find anti-caking agent 460 and preservative 200. So what exactly is ingredient 460? It is powdered cellulose. Food-grade cellulose is essentially refined plant fiber, often derived from wood pulp or cotton lint, used to coat the cheese strands so they do not clump together in the bag. Now, regulators say food-grade cellulose is safe. But why are you paying a massive premium per kilo for cheese when a percentage of that weight is actually anti-clumping dust? Think about how this behaves in your kitchen. Have you ever noticed that pre-grated cheese does not melt like a normal block? Instead of going gooey and stretchy, it tends to sit there, sweat oil, or burn into a hard plastic-like crust. That is the cellulose and preservatives interfering with the natural melting process. On the front of the bag, it says tasty shredded cheese, perfect for melting. But underneath, the reality is dried-out cheese coated in plant fiber so it can sit in a plastic bag for 3 months. So why is this a problem? Because you are sacrificing texture, taste and your wallet for a job that takes 30 seconds with a box grater. And if you think that is a sneaky substitution, wait until you see what they have done to your healthy butter alternative. Number 2. Woolworths olive oil spread, the 19% Mediterranean illusion. Millions of Australians have ditched regular butter. We have been told for years that the Mediterranean diet is the gold standard for heart health. So, when you see Woolworths spread olive oil 500 grams, complete with pictures of fresh olives and green branding, it feels like the smartest choice you can make. Let us check the actual ingredients. Vegetable oils made up of canola oil, olive oil 19%, and fully hydrogenated palm oil, water, salt, milk solids, emulsifiers 471, and soybean lecithin, preservative potassium sorbate. Do you see the trick? It is called an olive oil spread, but the dominant fat is actually canola oil. Olive oil only makes up 19% of the product. To make those liquid oils solid enough to spread on your toast, they add fully hydrogenated palm oil, water, and industrial emulsifiers. If your whole goal was to eat more healthy olive oil and avoid ultra-processed seed oils, this product does the exact opposite. What does this actually mean for your body? Instead of pure, cold-pressed olive fruit fat, you are consuming a highly processed emulsion. In the pan, it spits and pops because of the high water content. On the palate, it leaves a perfectly uniform, slightly artificial film that real butter or pure oil never would. The label suggests a healthy, Mediterranean staple for your morning toast. But what it really means is a cheap canola and palm oil emulsion, using just enough olive oil to legally put the word on the front of the tub. This pattern of deceptive naming worries a lot of people, and it gets even worse when we look at the yogurt aisle. Number 3, Coles Light Greek-style yogurt. The fake thickener trick. True Greek yogurt is a beautiful, simple food. It is made by taking regular yogurt and physically straining out the liquid whey. This traditional process concentrates the protein, lowers the sugar, and creates a dense, rich texture that holds its shape on a spoon. But straining takes time, and time costs money. Enter the supermarket workaround, Greek-style yogurt. Pick up a tub of Coles Light Greek-style natural yogurt. The branding is all blue and white. It looks authentic. But look at the ingredients: skimmed milk, milk solids, cream, thickener 1442 from tapioca and maize, live yogurt cultures. They have not strained this yogurt at all. Instead, they have taken cheap, watery skim milk and pumped it full of modified tapioca and maize starch, thickener 1442, to fake the thick texture of real Greek yogurt. So why is this a problem? Because when you buy Greek yogurt, you are paying for concentrated dairy protein. When you buy Greek style, you are paying for milk thickened with modified corn starch. You can literally feel the deception in your mouth. Real strained yogurt is creamy and dense, and it leaves a clean finish. Starch-thickened yogurt is oddly glossy, slightly slimy, and falls off the spoon in unnatural blobs. On the surface, the label says light Greek-style yogurt, healthy and authentic. But underneath, the reality is watery milk pumped up with industrial starches so the manufacturer can skip the expensive straining process. If this is what passes for healthy dairy, wait until you see what happens in the deli meat section. Number 4, Woolworths packaged oven-roasted turkey breast, paying $35 a kilo for water. You are trying to eat lean. You grab a plastic tub of Woolworths on the bone oven roasted turkey breast. It sounds artisanal, it sounds pure. Turkey is one of the healthiest proteins you can buy, right? Here is the ingredient list hiding on the back of the packet. Turkey, 85%, water, soy protein, dextrose, salt, thickener, 1442, mineral salt, 451, vegetable gum, 407, which is carrageenan, liquid smoke and emulsifiers. Look closely at that first number, 85% turkey. That means a massive 15% of what you're paying for is water, soy fillers, sugars and gums. How do they get water to stay inside the meat? They use mineral salt, 451, or phosphates, to alter the protein structure, and vegetable gum, 407 carrageenan, to act like a sponge, trapping the liquid inside the turkey matrix. Why do they do this? Because water is free and turkey is expensive. If they can inject 10 to 15% water into the meat and sell it to you at $35 a kilo, they are making a massive profit on literal tap water. Sensory-wise, you know this texture. The slices are weirdly wet. They feel slippery in your fingers. When you leave them in the fridge, they weep a strange, slimy fluid into the bottom of the plastic tub. The marketing suggests premium, freshly roasted cuts of lean turkey, but what it really means is a heavily processed meat sponge, engineered to hold as much profitable water as legally possible. And if you think processed trickery is just for adults, number 5 proves they are targeting your children's lunchboxes too. Number 5, Uncle Toby's Yogurt Muesli Bars, the yogurt that never saw a cow. Every Australian parent knows the pressure of filling a lunchbox. You want something easy, but you want it to be healthy. So you reach for Uncle Toby's yogurt and strawberry muesli bars. It has a 4 health star rating. It has pictures of fresh strawberries and creamy white yogurt. It feels like a safe compromise. But here is where things get genuinely uncomfortable. Look at the ingredients for that thick white yogurt coating on the bottom of the bar. The box defines it as a compound made from sugar, vegetable fat, yogurt powder at a microscopic 1.3%, whey powder, and emulsifier soy lecithin and 492. Let that sink in. The yogurt that is splashed all over the marketing is actually a solid block of sugar and vegetable fat, dusted with just 1.3% dried yogurt powder for legal cover. This is not fermented dairy. This is highly refined, cheap compound candy. In your child's mouth, it does not melt cleanly like real dairy. It leaves a waxy, sugary coating on their teeth because vegetable fat has a different melting point to milk fat. So what does that actually mean for their body? You think you are giving them a hit of protein and calcium. Instead, you are feeding them a massive spike of refined sugar and industrial seed oils, disguised under a health halo. On the box, it says yogurt and strawberry wholesome energy. In reality, it is a sugar and fat compound pretending to be dairy, designed to bypass a parent's radar. Many shoppers feel that calling this a yogurt bar is one of the most deceptive tricks in the whole supermarket. And finally, let us look at the ultimate weeknight dinner rip-off. Number 6. Legos and supermarket bolognese sauce. $5 for thickened water spaghetti bolognese is an Australian institution. When you are exhausted after work, grabbing a jar of chunky bolognese sauce from the pasta aisle feels like a lifesaver. Brands like Legos or the Coles and Woolworths own brand versions line the shelves with pictures of rich, slow-cooked tomatoes. But what is actually inside that heavy glass jar? Take a standard jar of Legos bolognese pasta sauce. The first ingredient is chunky tomato, but right next to it in brackets it says reconstituted and diced. Then you see the rest of the list. Tomato paste, vegetables, sugar, and thickener 1442. This is a classic industry cost-cutting formula. Instead of slow-cooking fresh, whole tomatoes until they reduce into a rich sauce, companies take concentrated tomato paste, water it back down, and then add modified starches, like thickener 1442, to mimic the thick, hearty texture of a real ragu. Then they dump in refined sugar to hide the metallic acidic taste of the cheap paste. When you pour it out of the jar, it falls in a single gloopy mass. It does not coat the pasta properly. It slides off and pools at the bottom of the bowl like a sugary soup. Rhetorically speaking, why are you paying $4 or $5 for a jar of reconstituted paste, water, and modified starch? A tin of actual crushed Italian tomatoes costs less than $2. The front label suggests an authentic, chunky Italian dinner base. The actual formula says watered-down paste, bulked up with cornstarch and sugar, so we can charge you a premium for convenience. Do you see the pattern hiding in plain sight? As we move down the aisles, the exact same tricks keep popping up, replacing real dairy with modified tapioca and maize starches, replacing olive oil with fully hydrogenated palm oil and canola, replacing solid meat with water, soy protein, and carrageenan, replacing real yogurt with vegetable fat and sugar. The entire modern supermarket system is built on substitution. They strip out the expensive, nutrient-dense ingredients our grandparents ate and replace them with cheap, ultra-processed fillers that extend shelf life and maximize profits. And they use buzzwords like light, style, oven-roasted, and chunky to make sure you never notice. Critics point out that this is not just an economic rip-off. Diets high in these ultra-processed gums, starches, and hidden sugars are directly linked to the metabolic health crisis we are seeing today. So, how do you escape the matrix? You do not have to cook everything from scratch, but you do need to know what real food looks like. Now let us talk about the Australian options that are actually worth your time. Protecting your wallet and your plate is easier than you think. You just have to stop paying for convenience that actively hurts you. Here are 4 simple rules to outsmart the supermarket. 1. Buy the block and grate it yourself. Stop paying $20 a kilo for cellulose powder. Buy a block of real Australian cheddar. It takes 30 seconds to grate. It melts like a dream. It tastes infinitely better, and it contains exactly 0 anti-caking agents. 2. Check the yogurt for starches. When buying Greek yogurt, turn the tub around. The only ingredients should be milk, cream, and live cultures. If you see thickener 1442, gelatine or milk solids doing the heavy lifting, put it back. Brands like Jalna or Chobani are far closer to the real deal than the cheap supermarket Greek-style tubs. 3. Demand 100% fats. If you want butter, buy 100% butter. If you want olive oil, buy a bottle of extra virgin olive oil. Stop buying spreads or blends. They are almost always Trojan horses for cheap seed oils and palm fats masquerading as a premium product. 4. Swap the deli tub for the roast. Instead of paying $35 a kilo for wet, gum-filled deli turkey, buy a fresh chicken breast or turkey tenderloin from the butcher section. Roast it on Sunday, slice it yourself, and put it in the fridge. You get 100% meat, 0 carrageenan, and it actually tastes like a real bird. Final message and call to action. Australian food culture has drifted dangerously far from the farm. We used to buy food. Now we buy ultra-processed food products engineered to look, smell, and feel like the real thing, while quietly stripping away the nutrition to save the manufacturer a few cents. You do not have to accept this as normal. You do not have to let Coles and Woolworths sell you water and starch at premium prices. Start reading the ingredient lists, not the colorful marketing on the front. When you stop buying their illusions, they will be forced to put real food back on the shelves. If this video opened your eyes to the tricks hiding in your grocery trolley, tap the like button so more Australians can stop getting ripped off. If you want to stay one step ahead of the food industry and protect your family's health, hit subscribe and turn on notifications because we are just getting started. Now, I want to hear from you in the comments. Which of these supermarket rip-offs shocked you the most today? Was it the wood pulp in the cheese, the water in the turkey, or the fake yogurt on the muesli bars? Let me know what you are ditching from your trolley first.